place to be, never on your own. Something you're not telling me, yeah. I believe it's true. You're all for someone new. I've never felt this stupid thinking I'm enough for you. Tell me, is she cute? Is she my substitute? I've never felt so certain that I've had enough for you. Hey cheater, do you feel better? Now that you've broken my trust, oh, boy, do you even remember that love is more than just lust? Always on the go, like you got a place to be, never on your own. Something you're not telling me, yeah. I believe it's true. You're all for someone new. I've never felt this stupid thinking I'm enough for you. Tell me, is she cute? Is she my substitute? I've never felt so certain that I've had enough for you. I've had enough of you. You're just too much. I'm way too good for you. You're just a bluff. I'm so fed up with you. It's bad enough that I'm way too good for you. I believe it's true. You're all for someone new. I've never felt this stupid thinking I'm enough for you. Tell me, is she cute? Is she my substitute? I've never felt so certain that I've had enough for you. I believe it's true. You're all for someone new. I've never felt this stupid thinking I'm enough for you. Tell me, is she cute? Is she my substitute? I've never felt so certain that I've had enough for you.
What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick.
This song right here is for all the fellas out there taking care of business and making that money to provide for their ladies, provide for their family. And to all the ladies out there, the fellas gonna need a little bit more than a big piece of chicken. If show some appreciation. You need to show some respect. Girl, all my fellas, tell your ladies. Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Baby, how much should
What's going on? What's going on?
In this
We're back.
moment,
Shout out
I
to
cannot
the
say what's
CIA.
wrong or right. It's not hard to fool me,
One love.
'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yeah. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say
You know how we do.
where we are heading now, babe.
In the chat room.
I follow to the edge of it all. To the edge of it all.
Gender.
So tell your good life,
Big Shirley.
'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah.
What's going
So
on,
set
Big
the
Shirley?
bar
Sexy girl.
high before the moment flies. Ooh. So tell your good life, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh.
Everybody who says I need a
So
drink
set
more
the
water.
bar high before the moment flies. It's not a problem,
Get him up.
'cause I know what I'm getting into.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, we should have a lot more likes than
nothing can
that.
stop me,
No.
'cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say
We should have over 3,500 likes.
where
Come on.
we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Yeah. So set the bar high before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good lies, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. So set the bar
Don't be mad.
high
It ain't my fault.
before the moment flies.
Bobbity bop. We are back. We are back. We are back. How's everybody doing tonight? Shout out to the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there, the CIA, the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies out there, the FBI, broadcasting from the final night of broadcast, but I'll be here through the weekend here in New York City. It has been an adventurous time. For those of you who don't know, my name is Kevin Samuels. I'm a professional image consultant. My job is to make sure you look good, smell great, and are the best version of yourself each and every day. But let's not kid ourselves. You're here because you've seen me on No Jumper or Unwind with Tasha K or Joe Budden podcast, or even latest, DJ Vlad. Making the rounds as we get out and get the message out about a more balanced approach to what men are asking for the women who say they want them in their lives. That's really why a lot of folks are here. Let's be honest. So let's get to it. The only request I have is that we keep the likes, the engagement up over 50%. Keep the engagement up over 50% because if I look down during the broadcast and I see that we're not trending right, we're going to have to hear something like this.
I like to hear a woman make a lot of sense.
I'm just going to start ripping and playing a lot of fucking silliness. Because it really shouldn't be much to ask, folks, just to hit the like button. But I know many people probably excited. The week's over. It's been a hell of a week. and you kind of just want to get to it. So let's do some Soho lighting. When I'm on the road, I only have certain lighting choices. So this is the Soho lighting. Let's do some Soho lighting. All right. Are we good? Are we great? Yeah, we'll do some Soho before we get into Fairfax. All right. So let's get to it. Also, for anybody who decides that they want to join on in the panel or the phone call portion of the show, understand that by clicking the link, you waive all rights to privacy now into perpetuity. And clicking that link, the disclaimer is attached. So just know that it's been announced. It's on the top, it's on the screen. It's everywhere else. So really shouldn't be a problem unless you get up here and just do something you shouldn't be doing. I mean, I don't know what the problem is. But anywho, let me go ahead and get some Red Bull. Fragrance of the evening. A candle of the evening is Song of Songs. It's a great oud-based fragrance, a great oud-based candle from Killian. And the fragrance of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, we have a treat. Killian, Straight to Heaven. Uh-oh, I don't know if you can see that. Killian, Straight to Heaven Special Blend for 2021. Straight to Heaven Musk Oud blends two of my favorite fragrances from the line into one fragrance. Oh my God, this stuff is... I'm sorry. There are only a limited amount of bottles made, and they're not going to make it again. But, whew. Special. Yeah, I like fragrances and I like a bunch of stuff like that. So I know that confuses some people who don't have any sense of style, sophistication, or class. You know, a man who actually cares about his appearance, cares about being a little bit more sophisticated, being much more of a Renaissance man, comes across as secretly gay because you ain't walking around with a dog collar around your neck and some Timberlands without laces on. Yeah, get in the ring with me. Let's see how that work out. Let's see how that work out for you. All right. Oh, let's get into the broadcast. Because we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Why are we going to have a lot of fun? Because it is time for high value men. It is time for Henry's, high earners not rich yet. It is time for Hit Squad, Henry's in training. It is time for productive, competitive, successful men. It is time for the top tier of men, the top 20% of men, and even our brothers in the middle, the average guys and above the average guys. It is time out for the majority of men to stop entertaining 007 modern women. 007 modern women. It's time to stop entertaining this foolishness. Now, as you can always probably figure out, 007, what is this dude talking about today? He always has some interesting way of framing things. What does he mean by 007? Glad you asked. Glad you asked what I mean by 007. 007 modern women. Let's go ahead and do this real quick, though, because I want to make sure. 007 modern women. Anybody know what 007 stands for? Anybody know what 007 stands for? In the James Bond set of movies, 007 is a special designation given to spies of Her Majesty's Secret Service. 007s have a unique designations. They are licensed to kill. meaning that if they see it necessary in the carrying out of their duties, they're licensed to kill someone. That's what it means to be a 007. You're licensed to kill. Okay? Everybody got that? You're licensed to kill. So, why do I say that you need to stop entertaining 007 modern women? Well, because I have a unique way of looking at things. 007. First of all, one of the things that happened this year is they rolled out saying for the first time you're going to have a female James Bond. And she's going to be black, a black female James Bond. Remember Captain Marvel's best friend, so-and-so Rambo? It was that character. Now, if you watch the movie, she wasn't James Bond, really. She just had the 007 designation. But what it kind of put to the limelight, to the forefront, is how much we are trying to push things onto men, onto women that are traditionally male. And I will say that as men, we need to stop entertaining a lot of this stuff. What is a 007 modern woman? Well, let's break it down. First of all, the 00. You need to stop. Modern men, productive, competitive, successful men, high value men, need to stop entertaining offensive, opinionated women. Look, in your personal life, you get to pick who you're around. And it's my suggestion that as a man, you rid your life of women with excessive excessive opinions. Now, that's not to say that somebody has a thought on a subject or even a point of view, but you know what I mean. That the women that you know everything that comes up, she's got an opinion on it. I got an opinion about it. Everything that comes up. Oh, we're going to have rain tomorrow. Got an opinion on it. The COVID vaccine, got an opinion on it. Legalizing prostitution in New York, got an opinion on it. Got an opinion on everything. Excessively opinionated women, it is time for modern men to stop entertaining these folks. Why? Leave them out there. Let them have their opinions. Excessively opinionated. But most men don't want to be around that. Men want peace and not chaos. Not, these excessively opinionated people who just like to argue for the sake of arguing. Shout out to Obsidian. He's like, I'm going to take stock into argument bars. Why? Because it seems like many modern women just like to argue, and that comes with that excessive opinionated.
Luther, are you angry with me?
Luther, are you angry with me? Ladies, are you angry with me? What, do you just want a woman to be stupid? No, just don't want to hear your mouth all the time. Sex, sandwich, silence is what most men want. When we want an opinion, we'll go ask our homeboys. We'll go ask our rat pack, our wolf pack. Oh, you sound like you're out of the 1950s. Sorry. Even Steve Harvey had to come clean and say men and women cannot truly be friends. So if we're not friends, like it or not, ladies, we really don't care about your opinion. In our personal lives, in our professional lives, we're forced to deal with your opinions most of the time because you're in somebody's job. But in your personal life, guys, cut out the excessive opinionated women. These are the people who dominate Facebook groups, Instagram. They're the first ones in the comment section, and they're the ones that spam your comment section. Go through my videos. Look at the opinionated women. They go from video to video to video, trying to talk to everybody with their opinion. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
I know they're mad, but don't nobody really care about your opinion. Don't nobody care about your PhD. Nobody care about your PhD. Nobody care that how smart you supposed to be. You want to try to prove how smart you are. Nobody cares. Why? Why do modern men need to stop dealing with 007 modern women? Well, one of them is they're excessively opinionated. Two, they're offensive. The double O is opinionated and offensive. I'm talking about the brand of modern woman who her presence is offensive. Uh-oh. Thank you in the comment section. Hashtag Karen. Karens are offensive by definition. Their entire presence is offensive. Doesn't matter if they're right or not. No one cares if they're right or not. They're the hall monitors. You're not supposed to be barbecuing out here. You're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be doing that. You're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be doing that. They want to come tell everything. They're tattletales. Get rid of opinionated women. Get rid of these offensive women. They make your life miserable. They get up in the morning to find stuff to nitpick at. But you know what? They are incredibly single. That is why they got so much time on their hands. And because they don't have one of you at home, they want to use men in public to kind of build a Frankenstein's monster of a relationship. No, don't work that way. No. And especially when they're in danger zone. When a lot of women are trying to figure out what they're going to do, when they start realizing the wall is fast approaching and they're looking like this. They know they're a little bit, they're out of the feminine, friendly, cooperative, or submissive thing. They start looking at their options. This is when all these Eternal 7 and the PhDs start coming out and they start wanting to talk about everything. I'm a PhD. This is when the cat ladies start coming out. Or even better, right here, the dog, the woman walking her dog. Who, oh man, I'm being accosted by a black man. Yeah. Offensive and opinionated are the two types of women you should get out of your personal life post haste. Even if you're related to them. Even if you're related to them. Get my lights up. I know I have to keep making me do that, but I'm going to do it every time. Let's get on into it. So all the 007 modern women have these two things in common. They're offensive and they're opinionated. But that's the 00. What does the 7 have to do with anything? Glad you asked. It's time to go to Vacation Bible School. You know what's really offensive? Women who are excessively opinionated and offensively opinionated, especially when they have these other 7 things going on with them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or all 7 of them. Who wants to deal with them? Who wants to entertain an opinionated, greedy woman? Who wants to entertain an offensive, greedy, modern woman? Greed. Intense or selfish desire for something, especially wealth, food, or power. Greed is one of the original 7 deadly sins. And by itself, it's enough. But when you add it with the 00 status, it is enough to kill a modern man's hope, dream, desires, and ability to want to do everything. Modern 007 women are licensed to kill you. Licensed to kill a community, licensed to kill a neighborhood, licensed to kill a society, licensed to kill a planet, because they typically are in it for self. They're not in it for anybody other than themselves. If this ain't you, ladies, don't worry about it. If it ain't you, let it rock. But we're talking about a kind of woman, a kind of person. Today we're focusing on the women, but it could be a man. But in this case, it's a woman we're talking about tonight. What about an offensively opinionated, lustful woman? What is lust? Very strong sexual desire. Now, see, what does lust have to do with anything? Well, when it gets down to the primitive atavistic mating standard that makes women who may have a PhD,
I'm a PhD.
may be socioeconomically all right, went to the right school, got the right job, and then still laid down and had sex and made a baby with a knucklehead. And then turn around and complain about men are trash. That's a function of lust, among other things. And what good are you having women like that, women who are obsessively opinionated and offensively lustful around you? Oh, they're gonna be mad at me. What about the other ones? Let's get to the other ones. Let's just run them all down. Gluttony, sloth, pride, greed, lust, wrath, and envy. Are there any time when these things, when coupled with having a 00 status, a good thing to have in a modern woman in your personal life? A gluttonous person, habitual greed or gluttony, habitual greed or excess eating. Sloth, what does that mean? Reluctance to work or make an effort, lazy. Who wants to deal with an offensive or an opinionated lazy person? What about an opinionated or an offensive prideful person? Having an excessively high opinion about oneself or their own importance. What about an opinionated or an offensive wrathful person? Somebody who's extremely angry. An opinionated, offensive, extremely angry person can be rather dangerous. Or what about an opinionated or an offensive, envious woman? Feeling of discontent or resentful longing aroused by someone else's possession. She looks at your man, she looks at your life, she looks at everybody else, and she's not just jealous, she's not admiring, she's envious. To the point to where this is the woman that comes along and tells you, yeah, I saw your boyfriend out with another woman. I just thought you should know. Remember when I told you single women keep women single? Them opinionated, offensive, nosy, prideful, sticking their nose and everything else. These are the women that come along and ruin your relationship. Remember I was talking to that 29-year-old woman in LA? Said the reason she ended up leaving, well, this was a beta male, but she had somebody tell her about what was going on. And she said basically if she wouldn't have known, if she hadn't been told, she wouldn't have done anything. Why is all this important? Because today, in our modern society, people in general, but right now we're dealing with the women, been told you can have it all. And there are no limits to where even we're having a discussion about a bonnet. People are actually attacking Monique because she actually, in the nicest way possible, told women to stop wearing bonnets. Mind your business. Are modern women modern men's business? Are modern women our business? Is it you can walk out of your head with a bonnet, slippers, and pajamas on and can't nobody say nothing to you? Well, if that's the case, I say that men need to stop entertaining women like these. Stop talking to them, stop dealing with them, stop arguing with them, stop going back and forth with them. They just act like they don't exist. Use your Thanos power and use the reality stone and boom, they don't exist. So whether you're a Christian or not, it's irrelevant. The ancient wisdom of the 7 deadly sins has a translation in any belief system. Things that you need to watch out for. But when you attach them to being offensive and opinionated, it becomes a license to kill hopes, dreams, desires, opportunities. Why do you want to have dream killers in your personal life? Why do you want to have home wreckers in your personal life? Why do you want to have perpetual victims and people who lack accountability, people who accountability is kryptonite, to the point to where when you just try to have a conversation about the truth, they call you a misogynist. You're a woman basher. Your mama black. Here comes the sign language, shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. To the point to where you're just like, Jesus Christ, I hate to see her coming. These 007 modern women are nothing that no one likes to see them coming. These are the folks that when somebody has a house party, they try to say, don't tell, God, please, 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 don't tell Shirley.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb.
They're like, you can't post it on Eventbrite. You can't post it on Facebook because Shirley will know. Next thing you know, everybody's at the party having a good time, and here she comes. How you doing? How you doing? I heard you was having a party. I brought my 17 cheese macaroni and cheese. How you doing? Damn. Who told her? Oh, I slipped and told Shirley where I was coming. If she wasn't in your personal circle, if you acted like she didn't exist, no one could have told her. And everybody else would have been at the party having a good time. Because when she gets there, she changes the environment. First thing she does is she goes and gets in every group that's already broken out having a conversation. And she goes and drops her unsolicited opinion in every Mickey Ficky conversation. Even the ones she don't know nothing about. There she go. Bump, 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 bump. She's making her way around, and she bring that funky ass macaroni and cheese over to you. You got to pat it and absorb all the grease. How you doing? Try my macaroni and cheese. What y'all talking about? Oh, Bitcoin is a new monetary system? Well, yeah. I would get some bits of coins, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to go to the laundromat. But what can you get? How many bits of coins can you get? I don't know if Bitcoins are going to be good. I like bit. They got bit dollars. I got bit dollars. I got bit by a dog one day. And that dog bit me when I was on the store, run down to the store to get some macaroni and cheese. And I had to get some Velveeta and some American and some Swiss and some Kobe and some cheddar and some Jack. That Jack really make your macaroni and cheese. And you're like, she just be talking. And then people just start leaving. Oh, where the bathroom at, man? Oh, I'm not feeling too good. People start picking up their phones like they get texts and shit. Everywhere she go, people scatter like roaches. And then she go to the next group and do the same thing. Oh, opinionated ass. And she damn sure offensive. Don't care who she. Let her get a couple of them Pinot Grigios or a couple of Rieslings up in her. Then she get loud. Oh, that's my jam. Hey, y'all got that one move. Hey. You know that one move that all the big girls do? That's my jam. Why am I saying this? Because we have gotten to a point to where far too many modern women, not all, but far too many modern women have no standards. There's no level of decorum. And no one can hold them accountable. Who gonna check them? No one. So the only thing you can do to check them is to not have them around. Isolate them from you. Get them away from you. Now, I know that there are women who are probably going to be like, well, what about the men? Well, what about the men? We ain't talking about the men. But since, well, you always talking about the women and doing it. Well, what about some solutions? Well, guess what? Just like, there's a cure. There's a counterbalance for 7 deadly sins. You know what they are? 7 virtues. See, I want you to think about the opposite. Instead of an opinionated woman, it's an agreeable woman. Most people love an agreeable woman. Instead of an offensive woman, a delightful woman. A delightful, agreeable woman, oh my God, people love to see her coming. They love to see her coming. Instead of women who have greed, sloth, pride, gluttony, sloth, pride, greed, lust, wrath, and envy. Shout out to DJ Uri. I couldn't pass that. What are the virtues? A woman who is agreeable and delightful, who possesses humility, charity, chastity, gratitude, temperance, patience, and diligence. Those are the first women people want to invite anywhere. Those are the women who like, come sit in our group and let's talk. Those kind of women are fought over for relationships, for dinner parties, for everything. Anyway, those kind of women never have to worry about anything. Women open the door for women like that. So you got a choice, ladies. Keep on going down your 007 path. Be offensive and opinionated. Get your 7 deadlies on. Or be agreeable and delightful and get your virtues on. It's up to you. But see, one way means you're accountable to others. It ain't just about you. So when somebody like Monique tells you to take that bonnet off your head and dress like you matter, and you can't get mad at them when men say, take off the weave, take off the fake eyelashes and all this other stuff, drop the weight, fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. You're thinking, okay, thank you. You're saying that in love to help us. You're not just looking to, who hurt you? Your mama black. You gay. Yeah. Right. They mad. I know they mad. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault. But here's what we're going to do. I want to hear from the women who think it's just fine to be an opinionated, a heavily opinionated woman, who think being offensive is a good thing. Because I asked this question on my community tab. I'm going to ask it here. I'm going to ask it here. Ladies, can you be strong without being difficult? Do many women often mistake being disagreeable with being strong? What do you think? Ladies, can you be strong without being difficult? I don't think modern women know the difference. I think modern women believe being difficult makes them strong. You see, grandma had strength. Grandma was meek. And see, modern women look at meekness as weakness. And meekness is actually the highest form of strength. It's strength under control. Don't let me get me talk about the fruits of the spirit. You don't want that one. Do many modern women mistake being disagreeable for being strong? I said it before and I said it again. How many women do you know who come in being disagreeable, opinionated, and offensive and actually think that makes them strong? There is nothing strong about being a butthole. There's nothing strong about being a whole butthole. But you know what? I don't know what I'm talking about. My mom black. I don't know what I'm talking about. Somebody hurt me. We over here, we just hate y'all women. That's what we talk about. So what we're going to do is we're going to let the women who seem to know better tell us what the hell's going on. Because they know. We don't. They know. We don't. We're going to get going right now. Call lines are open on the topic or any question call lines are open on the topic or any disagreement you have by anything I say. Tonight, I'm talking to the ladies and ladies only. Why are you so opinionated, disagreeable? Why are you, is what you're doing working for you? And if not, what's it going to take for you to change?
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. buscar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienen lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero, Money work. Se arregla con dinero, Money work. De corazón, la plata no te hace ser feliz. De corazón, de corazón. No te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Money work. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunes. Lunático.
So just a second. I don't like that beep. What's going to scale to fit? All right, here we go. Advanced. Oh, I hate that beeping sound. Just a second, folks. I'm going to let everybody come in. I'm going to play a bit of music real quick because I got to get this beeping sound off. It's going to drive me up a wall.
What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick.
This song right here is for all the fellas out there taking care of business and making that money to provide for their ladies, provide for their family. And to all the ladies out there, the fellas are gonna need a little bit more than the big piece of chicken. If you got a good man and you want for nothing, and you wanna keep that man, you need to learn how to check that attitude. You need to show some appreciation. You need to show some respect. Girl, you need to bow down. All my fellas, tell your ladies. Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I've earned that. Gratitude, appreciation, I deserve that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Baby girl, what's the deal? Got no time for freaking girl, you're acting mad. Never want for nothing cause I'm paying the bill. Sleeping all day, the house is filthy. No meal, Bet that. You're really saying not tonight? Not tonight. My blood is boiling hot, girl. You're getting me tight. Man. To the right, to the right. Don't let that door hit your ass when you leave. You talking like you hot, you not. Bugging out. Shorty, I know dime pieces. Trust me, you not. You not. I can get a next chick. Next one. Like Gucci said, in the next 15 minutes. You ain't special, don't be foolish. Running around town like you rich. No, I'm rich. Without me, you wouldn't even have that. I'm Scrooge McDuck swimming in money. Hold my top hat. Park Avenue lifestyle, you love it. You're acting out of order, and now you're gonna lose it. You claim that you're in love with me, in love with me. You wanna be my wifey, be my wifey. That's looking pretty bleak, unlikely. You should've paid homage, girl. You fucked up, can't do it no more. I'm done. I'm fed up. Game over. Clock ran out. Girl, your time's up. Get your things. Have a nice life. Keep your head up like Shaq and Kobe was a good team. But now we broke up. Should've bowed to me. Bow to me. Kneel for me. Kneel for me. Kiss the ring. Kiss the ring. Bow to me. Bow to me. Kneel for me. Kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I've earned that. Gratitude, appreciation, I deserve that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Come on, girl, you know you love it. Stop tripping in front and no shame to do it. All I do for you, bow down, kiss that. Pucker up, girl, you need to show some respect. Come on, girl, you know you love it. Stop tripping in front and no shame to do it. All I do for you, girl, you know you better kiss that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Come on, you know you love it. Come on, you know you love it. What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to them knees and show gratitude. Come on, you know you love it. Come on, girl, you know you love it. What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick.
All right. Let's get her done. Hello? You have to unmute yourself. You still have to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello, how are you? You have to unmute yourself. You have to turn down. You have to turn down. I don't know what you got in the background. Yeah, but then you have to turn down the channel in the background.
In the background, okay.
Yeah, you have to turn off YouTube in the background. So, how old are you?
I am 44.
All right. So, what do you got for me? You still have to unmute yourself. Okay, you have to close the every YouTube window. Hello, everything in the background has to be closed. You have to unmute yourself. You have to turn down. I'm gonna mute you until you get this figured out. Yeah, but then you have to turn down the channel in the background.
Oh.
We're going to launch a new Zoom show. I'm tired of hearing that beeping going on and off. So we're going to launch a new Zoom show. Doo-doo-doo. Maybe it'll do it this way.
Recording in progress.
I can't stand that beeping. Ding 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 ding. All right, participants. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, you ready? Hello?
Hi.
All right, thank God.
I'm so sorry.
All right, so you're 44.
Yes, I am 44, and I do agree with a lot of the comments that you've made tonight.
But
So I will say that I have been slightly opinionated in
you married?
I'm sorry?
Are you married?
No, I'm not married. That's part of the reason why I'm on the show right now.
All right. You have any children?
No kids. Mm-mm.
You got a PhD?
I'm a PhD.
No PhD. I work in government, in
Dog or a
politics.
cat?
Neither.
Gerbil, fish, what?
Nieces and nephews?
Okay, those don't count as yours, but go ahead. You don't have any kids.
No kids. But I work a lot. I'm a workaholic. I will say that. And my work has prevented me from dating the way that I really probably should have up to this point. Being in politics, being in government is 24/7. And at this stage of my life, I am realizing that it's time for me to invest in my personal relationships.
What does that mean?
And just trying to figure out how to find that quality man.
What does that mean?
I
Personal relationships. What does that mean? Abigail, if you're not gonna get on the camera, you can't be here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bounce you because you covered your camera. Go ahead. What's that quality man mean?
I've dated high value men in the past that have been slightly oppressive, and for me at this stage of my life, I really am looking for a man with high character, a man who deeply respects Black women and the experiences
Why
that
does
they've
he have to?
overcome.
Why does he have to respect you?
Because I've been through a lot in my life.
Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Who
True.
gives a shit? Who gives a shit you've been through in your life? That's your problem.
That's true, but
have you been to counseling?
I have. Mm-hmm.
And are you still in counseling?
No. Mm-mm.
So then you should have a clean bill of mental health.
I feel like I do.
Anybody
really
have
do.
to? So I'm going to challenge. Why should anybody have to respect you based upon all the stuff you've been through in your life if it's not an issue anymore?
Because I do think that my experiences, they still mean something to how I operate.
Yeah, they mean you're going to die alone.
Really, Mr. Samuels?
Yeah, because when you ladies come in talking this silliness, with this entitled that people need to respect you, you earn a man's respect. If I asked the men you were with how they experienced you and what kind of girlfriend you were, they tell me what?
So I'm the eldest of 3, and
that has nothing to do with the question I just asked. You ain't dating your siblings.
I'm a little bossy and can be a little feisty.
So in other words, you're disrespectful in relationships.
No, I'm not. Now I'm not. But
now you're not, but you're alone.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is very true.
So the woman who wants respect is disrespectful. That's why I just call it straight down the middle as I see it.
I own that. I'll own that. Yes. I can definitely own that. And I think that's part of the reason why now I've realized how important it is for me to you said agreeable, and I appreciate the term agreeable, but I think for me and my mentality, it's more so about being a team.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box.
Your way don't work.
No, it has not worked. That's true.
So why don't we just stop talking like at 44 you know how to do this? How about that? Because you may be competent at work, but you said it. Everything you've done is not working, and all the notions. Do the opposite. How about that? Instead of piecemealing and parsing agreeable, why don't you try to be agreeable? Why don't you do what the 55-year-old lady did, who called on my show the other night and said, normally I wouldn't listen to what you had to say, but I tried what you said, and she got a date out of it. I'm just saying, because I'm being matter of fact, because what you do, you have 4 decades of experience to show it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
I got one hard, sobering question for you.
Mm-hmm.
How much more time do you think you got? On the dating
Not a
scene,
lot.
on the dating scene.
Not a lot. And I live in Northern California, and my options have not been that great. And so it's been really tough to actually find.
What do you mean your options have not been that great? I see you in Zoom. What do you mean I haven't been that great?
So the men that I'm meeting through, now because of the pandemic, online, they're just not the quality.
Hear my womanly roar.
I mean, the men you're meeting online are a reflection of what?
We just don't have the same value system. We don't have the same visions for.
So you work in government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you do decent for yourself?
Yes, I do.
Okay, why don't you reach into that wallet or that purse?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing as though you don't have you don't have any kids, you don't have any dogs or cats or anything like that. Why don't you reach down there? They don't require much. Why don't you reach in your purse and go hire a matchmaker?
So a friend of mine did connect me to a matchmaker, but she was just starting out. So she said in the pandemic.
So in other words, you took the cheapest option possible.
Yes, that's true.
So you want a high quality man, but you want to be the cheapest. People, this is they set them up and I mow them down because this is modern women. This is entitled. This is the stuff I was talking about the other night. Modern women are dudes, delusional, ungrateful, denial, entitled, and selfish. You want to go to a free freaking app and expect to find Prince Charming. At 40-some-odd years old, you want to go find somebody who just put their shingle out to find this high value, high quality man, but you don't want to put but 50 cents into it. And I'm
That's a good point. You're right.
But how much longer do you think you'll have? Because you're going to be 50 just like that.
That's true. That's part of the reason why I'm on the show right now, because I realize the talk is clicking and the clock is ticking loud.
Well, my question is, why do you think so little of men?
I don't think so little of them because I have some extraordinary male friends, but when it comes to personal relationships, no. Well, no, I do not.
Okay. When was the last time you had a romantic relationship?
It's been about 6 years.
That you've had sex?
No, not since I've had sex.
That's what I was trying to say in a nice way.
Oh. A committed relationship, 6 years, sex since about December of 2020.
At your age, you should be teaching young women how to do this stuff. So when I ask you why do you think so little of men, the way you're talking is though you just treat men like a convenience store. This is why I say, gentlemen, cut women like this out of your life. Stop being their friends. And I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm saying if men were to stop giving you their non-sexual attention, meaning you can't call me to talk to me. You can't get me to come change your tire. The only way you can talk to me is if we're having sex. You ladies would figure out how to get along with a man. But because you can cobble together friendships with men, I mean, it's like I'll go get sex from this guy, and I'll get conversation from this guy, I'll get debate from this guy, and I'll get this from this guy. And
That's actually true.
And you're not learning anything about you. Hold on, let me get to this person in chat. Normela, hold on just a second, okay? Hello. How are you? Hi. Good. How old are you? All right. So what do you got for me? What's not too much to ask for? Or was your mother married? Was your mother married? Okay. So to the sister who's in the Bay Area. So I'm talking to the sister that's in the Bay Area. What's your name? Kristen?
Christina.
Christina.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are separated by roughly 20 years. Did you hear what she said?
No, I did not hear it.
All right. Okay. So you guys can't hear the same audio. Basically, I'm listening to a younger woman. Let me see if we can get you on the same audio. Oh, okay. Nobody can probably hear her. Say what you said again, Namir. Say what you said again. How do I pronounce your first name?
Nirmala.
There you go, Nirmala. You said that you don't think it's too much that women are asked to not be excessively opinionated, to not basically be 007s.
No, that seems pretty standard, pretty simple to do. It's
Christina,
just
can you hear her now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So my question is, this young lady's 23 years old. What do you think they're seeing different or hearing different than a woman your age? Is because I got two women and you're coming at this from different places. Where do you think the disconnect?
I mean, I'll say for myself, after years of experience, there's a time and a place for my opinions. And is it worth it to really always go in and fight for a stance that might be just a moment in time? Now,
Nirmala,
if there's
Nirmala, where do you think would be a time and place for an opinion if you had it? Where do you think that would be?
If like my partner asks it of me, I don't know.
Jesus Christ. Out of the mouths of babes. Out of the mouths of babes. When we ask you, then we want to know. If we don't ask, we don't want to know. So, this was very helpful. Thank you, young lady. Do you want to get married? Nirmala?
Yes,
You want children?
Yes, I do.
Sounds like you're on the right track.
Hopefully, I'm with somebody. I just hope he's the right person.
Well, you need to have you need to have that conversation. We don't hope. If you know you want to be a wife and you did not go into this thing with the understanding that you only date men who are marriage minded, have the conversation.
Oh no, he wants to get married for sure.
Does he want to marry you though?
Oh yes.
Okay. How long have you guys been together?
It's gonna be 2 years in September.
And how old is he?
He's 34.
Then, all right. Now I'm going to reel you back.
Yeah.
You're 11 years his junior. There's no
Yeah.
way he should be with you for 2 years and then I put a ring on your finger and walked you down the aisle.
Yeah, this is the thing. He's not financially able to. Like he's
You mean he can't afford $65 filing fee?
$65? Oh wait, no, okay. Well, yeah, he can. Okay.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah.
He can legally marry you. 65 for less than $100.
Okay.
But are you saying that he cannot afford a wife?
He cannot afford a wife. No.
Then
he has a lot of debt.
Then I got to ask you, why are you dating a man for 2 years who cannot afford a wife?
I don't know.
Well,
my feelings are in it, and I just.
Christina, you want to help her out? What do you think?
I'm really bad with cliches, but the commitment piece of it is where he's not necessarily trying to how do you say
so this is why this is why I talk to women, because I'm asking women to talk to one another and y'all dance around the issue. The man can't afford a wife, so he shouldn't be dealing with a woman who wants to be a wife at her age.
But I love you.
I don't care about your love. Love comes after respect, duty, and honor. I don't care. Love. What does love got to do with it? Love will have you broke eating cat food. You're dating a man who cannot afford to make you a wife. Sorry that you allowed your feelings to get into it. But I'm looking at it this way. You're wasting time and space for a man who would more likely be able to provide the things that you want, because if at 34 he can't provide because he's got a lot of debt. In hindsight, let's ask the hard question. In hindsight, if you knew then what you knew now, would you get into a relationship with him? Or then freaking leave out the front door?
I rebuke.
Leave. Or stay. But if you stay, here's what you can't do. You can't look up 3 years from now and you are going into
Danger zone!
You can't look up 3 years from now and talk about you wasted 5 years of my youth and all men. Okay, so if you say what I'm saying,
it's my fault I'm here.
I'm just saying, going forward, you know he can't do it. So if you
but what if that changes soon? That's where the hope is. Like I'm just
see, this is the problem.
We have a plan.
Hope. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, we don't have a plan. He's supposed to have a plan.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Hope. This is Disney. There's no way a man that is 11 years older than you should even be taking you out on a date unless he was going to be ready to provide for you.
That's true. Yes.
Does your father meet this man?
No, my father died in
If your father was alive, would he have approved you dating this man?
No.
What else do we need to say, ma'am?
I know what I need to do, but it's hard to do it.
Welcome to being an adult.
This is my first boyfriend.
Welcome to the problem. He's a boyfriend, but he's 34 years old. He's supposed to be a man, and that's the problem. I'm not judging him for not. I'm just saying he's not ready, and I'm not dogging him or anything else. But I'm saying you have a finite time frame. 18 to 30, or 18 to 27 is your window. You have a biological window. Mm-hmm. And you're spending time with a man who cannot provide for what you're talking about. Let's get some parameters. Is he in school?
He's in an apprenticeship program right now.
For production. For what?
Like a backhoe, like a big machine, those big machines in construction. And that finishes in June 25. and then he has also planned to go back to school in September.
Hold on. So he's getting a trade?
Yes.
Did this man go to college?
He went to college, but he didn't finish. So he plans to go back
What does
in
his
September.
resume look? What does his resume look like for the last 10 years?
Oh, so he came into this country. I live in Canada. He
Uh-huh.
came into this country 10 years ago.
Okay.
So since then, school, and manual labor stuff and construction.
All right. So no disrespect, he's unskilled labor.
Sorry, I didn't quite
So
catch
no
that.
disrespect, he's unskilled labor. Unskilled labor. Competence gets compensated. He doesn't have a profession.
But he's working towards getting that. So
Okay. I've said it what I've said again.
okay, yeah, never mind. I sound stupid, I know. It's just when feelings are involved,
it's not stupid, but it's not the point you're being a child.
Yeah.
You're 23 years old, and I'm not going to treat you like a child. You have sex with this man, yes?
Yes.
So you're running the risk of getting pregnant. And then once a baby gets into the picture, then you're screwed. I'm going to talk to you like you know that you need him. At your age, my grandmother was married and had her first kid. Stop acting like a little girl.
Okay.
This man, you may love him, but you already said it. If you knew then what you knew now, you wouldn't have got involved with him. You ladies need to learn how to walk away from dead-end situations because you'll be the same woman in 10 years saying men are trash.
No.
Okay.
Never.
Well, this is how it starts.
Okay.
Yeah, you got that.
I'll take
All right.
it. Okay,
All right.
thank you so much.
All right. So, see, young woman doesn't have anybody to tell her to just be direct with her. See, you should be able to give her advice. In my opinion, women your age should be able to give her the advice so I don't have to say these things. But
no, I agree with you.
But what I'm getting from you, and here's the sad part, many women your age are competing with her. She's your competition. Do you see that?
I mean, I do, but I like a more sophisticated older man. I don't typically date younger men at all.
And how much older are we talking about?
They either have to be my age or I'll go up to 10 years above my age.
I'm 52 years old, and I typically don't date women over 30. So I'm saying most men, especially if they have something on the ball, they're skipping your generation and going down to
true.
women.
That is true.
Some quote unquote, one of my friends calls it magic, but there's possibility because, and the thing is, I've talked about an executive wife. That's what women your age can tend to fall in. But you still got too much of this independent, strong, independent, you know.
You know what? I am a strong, independent woman.
I mean, and that's fine. But I mean, and you know, how tall are you?
I'm 5'4.5".
Dress size?
10.
All right. See, guys in the chat room are like, oh, she's attractive. Okay, so you still have your looks going for you. But I mean, that's at 50, the reality at 50, you got to know at 50, it becomes an ugly situation.
But does that mean it's just impossible for me? Like, can I not get married at this stage in my life?
No, what it means is, and I'm just going to be directly honest, when most men see women who are 50, they've already gone through the change, right? So that means she can't get pregnant, right?
Right, but most men at that age either have had kids or
you're not listening. Men are looking at consequenceless sex. No condom needed. Just go in there and shoot up the club. Cacao. Okay. No freezing eggs. Them jokers is dead. And then younger men are like, okay. And then, and sadly, a lot of women your age tend to start doing, you know, trying to get a Stella on. And then you date a younger guy, and there is no life in that. So
That is
So,
true.
so it becomes, you know, a lot of sex, but at our age, I mean, it's gonna be, it comes down to a practical choice. Hold on, I'm gonna get to this next person. I'm gonna get to you. Ecstasy, come on back. See, I've said this. I can foresee people in our age range. Give me 2 minutes, Ecstasy. I can foresee people in our age range getting married and living separate. You 15 minutes away. You got your house. I got my house. We spend Monday, Wednesday nights together, and the weekends. But then I'm gonna go back home on Tuesday. I got Thursday at home by myself. We can choose to switch the days up, and even don't even have to be on the other side of town. You live in the. There's a secondary house, and there's this house. There's the pool house over here. Because the reality is, we spent most of our lives away from one another. We're gonna.
I will say.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the majority of my relationships have been long distance.
Oh Lord have mercy. Even worse, you don't. Then you haven't had relationships because those are fake. Long distance relationships aren't real for anybody. Ecstasy. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
I'm sorry about that. Can you hear me?
How are you? How are you?
Hi, and it's pronounced Stacy. It's just spelled in Spanish.
It's Stacy?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So how old are you?
I am 30 years old.
All right. What do you got for me?
Okay. Well, my situation is a little bit different.
All right.
I've been alone for 3 years. I'm an electrician and I'm a fashion designer. And I've been an electrician for 4 years now. And I've interacted with a lot of men in my field. And interact, I don't mean I've slept with them. I don't do that. I don't sleep with my coworkers or with anything like that. And it's mostly because how I hear them speak. I hear them speak about the women that they live with, about the baby moms, and I'm a baby mother myself.
Okay,
so what's
this? Whoa! Huh?
I know.
How many different fathers?
Just one.
All right. Were you married?
No. And
okay, so what is your situation? Give me the short version.
The thing is, I've been alone after I left the father of my children, and it's hard for me to picture myself just getting any less than how I feel about myself now. And it's not on the part where, oh, I feel pity for myself. No, I know that I can do better. I know my potential.
I don't understand the question, ma'am. You're just talking. What is the problem?
Oh, well, I was referring to when you talked about women being what was the thing you said? Opinionated and being like,
so how can you have 3 babies and not a husband?
I'm sorry, say that again.
How can you have 3 babies and not have a husband?
Well, it's because, like you said, I put myself in a situation and I try to change someone that didn't want to change himself.
Okay, but you still had 3 babies. You could have still married. But
and
why didn't y'all get? Well, why didn't y'all get? I don't want to know. Why didn't y'all marry? Is what I'm asking.
It goes back to if you know now. But I mean,
are you in this country? Are you in this country?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Are you in this country?
Yes, I am.
So, how old are you again?
30.
How old is your oldest?
He's 6.
How old is your youngest?
4.
4, 5, and 6?
Yep.
So, and you guys were together how long?
For 7 years.
Why didn't y'all get married? Is what I'm understanding. See,
it was stress. It was straight out of high school.
I don't care. You went straight to the maternity ward. Y'all, just tell the truth. Because I did not value marriage. Because I did not value marriage, and we were pretending and shacking up and playing house, and we didn't do things.
You know what it is, Mr. Samuel? To tell you the truth, it was just the fact that I didn't have enough respect for him. and I didn't have enough respect for the relationship. And it's not that I cheated on him
Whoa,
or
whoa,
anything like
whoa,
that.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
And I'm being
No, no,
very
no, no, no,
sincere
no,
with
no, no, no,
you.
no, 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 no,
He
no, no.
didn't cheat on us
No,
over
no,
nothing
no,
like that.
no, 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 no.
We just were.
No, you're just talking. No. No. Look at her. She just
I'll make you famous.
Exhibit A. The opinionated, talkative, unnecessarily opinionated, messy. I don't have enough experience or respect for a relationship. Yet you shot out 3 babies for a dude. You gave a man the highest honor a woman can give a man. But then you're going to turn around and say, I didn't respect him enough to marry him. What kind of sense that made? Now, we can have a conversation, but you can't just talk over me. That's not going to work. You can hear me. Get off the phone and pay attention. Because I'll have the conversation with you, but you can't just overtalk me. Now, I got to ask you, when I hear a woman, I'm listening to your story, but when you insult a man, I'm going to ask, why the need to insult a man? You say you didn't have enough respect for him, but you had 1, 2, 3 babies back to back. That's showing the utmost respect for a man. You respected him enough to have 1 baby, 2 babies, 3 babies. But why didn't you respect him enough to want to share his last name since you've already commingled DNA? That's the question.
Because after I wanted to. There was a ring, there was a date, everything was set. When I was pregnant with my second daughter, everything turned to crap. Everything turned to crap. And he gave me a choice if I wanted to be a mother or whether I wanted to be his woman.
For the second child? When you were pregnant with the second child, he gave you that ultimatum?
With the last one.
When you were
That's
pregnant
why
with, you said after the second child, everything went to crap.
after I got pregnant with my second daughter,
Second
I
daughter.
have a son. My firstborn is a
Oh,
boy, and then
you
I
said your
have 2
second
daughters.
one. You said your second one. You meant
I
second daughter.
apologize.
You okay?
I
So
apologize. I
after you
must have
got pregnant with
misspoke.
your third child, your second daughter, he gave you an ultimatum. And the ultimatum was what?
Whether I wanted to take care of the children or let them get taken by the state.
Hmm.
And that entails whether I wanted to leave him or if I wanted to stay with him.
So the father of your child wanted you to turn your children over to the state? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yep.
Why?
He had a problem with substance abuse. And that's what I said in the beginning of our
All
conversation. I
right.
thought I could change him, but that was completely my mistake.
I
I
mean,
should have never done that.
well,
And that's what leads.
understand substance abuse. I get. Okay. Is he getting any help?
I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in 4 years, in almost 4 years.
Are you in any kind of therapy?
I do go to therapy. And that's why I've been alone ever since I left him.
Are you still in therapy?
Yes,
Are you gainfully employed?
absolutely. I run 2 businesses. So I know how to keep myself busy.
Well, well, unfortunately, this situation, and what would you want as an outcome for your life? Do you want to be with somebody else in the future?
I do, because like I said, I have so much potential, and
Well,
I now have.
unfortunately, people aren't going to necessarily see your potential before they see this.
My 3
So,
children.
well, that's a big deal, ma'am. You got a 4, 5, and 6-year-old by somebody you said is a substance abuser, and this children and children have no relationship. They're going to have to deal. You're not looking for. You wouldn't be looking for a boyfriend as much as you'd be looking for a stepfather, and somebody would have to come in and parent 3 children. Who and I have sympathy for people with drug problems or alcohol problems because I've counseled folks like that. I get a lot of sympathy.
So
But
you
the
know what
very
I'm talking about.
yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that the world doesn't care. Why
Exactly.
why does a man who's coming in need to take those kind of burdens on?
Absolutely. And that goes also
Um,
back to what you were saying. Maybe I can try and be the perfect woman, and maybe I can just like you said, take my L and just do what, just do nothing and just
I'm
be
not
alone.
I'm not gathering
I
that
don't
you're
know.
ma'am, I'm
I
not
don't
look ma'am, look ma'am. I'm not gathering that you're really emotionally stable.
I mean,
I'm just going to be honest. I'm just telling you what I'm gathering. I'm not gathering that you.
well, I'm nervous, okay?
Okay,
And
okay. Nervous is one thing.
I am nervous.
I deal with nervous all the time, but you lack impulse control. I've had to mute you and tell
Yes,
you
I
to
do.
stop many times. So it's not a matter of being nervous. It's a matter of I'm not seeing that you really are out of process yet. If you're not in therapy right now,
I am. I said that I am.
okay, that's what I said. And how long have you been in therapy?
I've been in therapy since 2017.
So that's 4 years. Are you on any kind of medications yourself?
No, absolutely not.
What do you mean absolute? Okay, well then I would say it might be time to look at a different therapist because you should graduate from therapy if there's nothing underlying wrong. But you may be nervous.
Well, it's not much of a
Oh,
therapy, like
all right,
more
all
than,
right. You're starting to overtalk again.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying that's impulse control, man.
Impulse, I just,
All right, this is a bit much for tonight. I wish you the best, but unfortunately, ladies, when you go out and make babies with a man, that's it. You can't really expect to get higher than your baby daddy, and especially when you come with 3, 4, and 5 baby back to back to back to back. You're not looking for a stepfather. You're looking for a sucker. With all that stuff going on, and I'm not supposed to say that. So it's important that you choose who you choose to have your kids with. So now, I need to ask you a question, Miss Christine.
Hmm.
Do you have any siblings? Any male siblings? Any brothers?
Yes, I have one.
Older or younger?
Younger.
Is he married?
Yes, he is.
Watching my show, has it surprised you what men are having to deal with on the dating scene?
No, it has not.
Really?
I mean,
It's interesting.
I will say that, and I do think so. My mother was Afro Latina and an immigrant to this country, and she was Garufana and very
She was what?
outspoken.
She got plantain? What?
She was Garufana. They're the Africans that were brought to Central America during the diaspora. But anyways, so she's very outspoken.
Mhm.
And I think in this day and age now, women are very much empowered to voice their opinions.
Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich.
Yeah, you're empowered. You're empowered to voice your opinion.
Did I not make myself clear?
But are your opinions based in the things? See, when men voice their opinions, we have to be able to back it up with action.
True.
Okay? Women often talk about shit that you cannot do. Meaning, how many times you sat around with a woman, I don't need no man to survive? I don't need no man. Have you ever said that yourself?
At one point, yes, I did say that. But as
Right.
I've gotten older now, I realize how much I do need a man and definitely
Right.
yearn to be in a relationship
Well,
and marriage for that
but
matter.
when I say that you need a man for survival, it's not men aren't even optional for women. We are required for your survival. You know how many women that offends?
Have what? I'm sorry.
How many women that offends? Meaning, you
Oh.
can't survive without us.
Mm-hmm.
We can survive without you. We just can't. We can't reproduce. So how we got here is opinions. So I'm going to say something that may be offensive to a lot of women, but I'm going to go there. You got nieces and nephews, right?
Yes, I do.
What age ranges?
The youngest is 12 and the oldest is 27.
Okay. So you watched the 27-year-old grow up.
Yes, I did.
And you also seen the 12-year-old. They got opinions too, don't they?
Sure do.
But don't you sit there and listen to their opinions? You like, you got no idea what you're talking about.
Correct. Yes.
Because I got to get up here and go live in this grown world while you got an opinion. Oftentimes, that's how men think when they hear women. But it's impolite. It's impolitic. Are you comparing women to children? The great philosophers of our world have often done the same thing. It's even codified in one of the movies. My favorite movie, The Godfather. Women and children can. Men have to be responsible. Women and children can be reckless. So it's not about necessarily having an opinion. It's about having an opinion based in reality and action. That's the problem that many men have with modern women's opinion. That it's just that, an opinion based in nothing other than a talking point.
But does that then mean, as we've been talking, that I just, because I remember I listened to one of your previous shows about settling and women hedging their bets for the next best man. But at the same time, at my age, my options are very limited because I waited so long.
Okay, you got to ask a question. You started 3 different thoughts.
And so I guess what I'm trying to ask is, at this stage of my life, does that mean because I'm not in a relationship, is it not possible for me to attract a quality man at this?
Well, it depends on what you mean by quality. Let's start with socioeconomic status. Are you over 6-figure earner?
I am.
Do you expect him to be over a 6-figure earner?
Ideally, yes.
Then you automatically want the top 10% of men, and they don't want 44-year-old women. See? So the men you're talking about are extremely small, and they want something. And they generally want children. And Lexi, and if one thing they want, and even if they don't want children, they want cooperation, something you've shown you don't have a track record of doing. And I'll give you a further example. Your long distance relationship further proved the point that you lack the ability to cooperate in a real relationship. Long distance relationships are not real. When was the last relationship you had with somebody who lived within 30 minutes of you?
We weren't in a committed relationship. It was more of a casual relationship.
Then it doesn't count.
That was a year ago.
Doesn't count.
Yeah.
When was the last one where you were in a committed relationship?
In the same city. It has to have been at least 8-9 years ago.
All right. Well, those are your relationship muscles. They've atrophied. Now, it's not as though in the Bay Area there are not plenty of suitable men within 30 minutes from you. So the question really becomes, Kevin, are you saying where I'm at in life, do I have to settle? That's really what you want to ask, but you just don't want to ask it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You'd be
True.
fortunate to get an average man. They'd be settling for you. That's what I need you ladies to start understanding. If
Okay.
every man got married, if every black man got married today who was marriageable age, all of them, including all the gays, there'd still be 2 million more black women. You
Okay.
outnumber us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, this notion of settling has thrown you guys off to where you're all wanting the same small group of men who are like, okay, fine. But they got their pick, but they can only pick
Mm-hmm.
one. What man wants to be your second choice? What man wants to? Do you not think the men, if you were dating a man who was making $50,000 a year, do you not think he would know that you felt like you were settling for him?
Yeah, he would know.
And men would rather die alone than have a woman who settled. This is
Mm-hmm.
my point. Y'all are going to have to start reframing how you look at relationships. What is a man's value outside of his penis and his wallet? I mean, at 44 years old, the value of a man has to be more than to you than a woman who's 20 years younger than you. You should have matured more to say a man who may not make as much money, but he may be learned, skilled. He may be able to teach me things, but I may make more money.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
Mm-hmm.
still going to play by hey, he has to be on my socioeconomic level, cool. That means you're going to have to compete with the women around him. Does that make sense? You got to compete with the women around him.
It does. Yeah. No, and your points are very valid, so thank you.
At the end of the day, it comes down to making a deal. All right, let's just say you're stuck on. I see you, Ali. Would you mind sharing?
Share my man?
Yes.
No. No. I'm
Well then,
very
then,
territorial.
then get a dog or a cat, or get a platonic relationship or a compound living situation, because you want a man in the top 10% of earners, and you want him to be monogamous with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is an unbalanced deal. You
How
want
so?
you want 100% of women want the top 10% of men.
Right.
He should be able to pick. If he's 10 times as valuable, he should get 10 times the women.
Wow.
Do you think you get 7 billion people on the planet with monogamy? When only, I mean, look in the black
That's
community.
true.
One out of 4 people are married. 1 out of 4 black women are married. The average
Mm-hmm.
woman who has a child says a 60% chance of their second child by somebody else. Do you realize in the black community, 80% of the children are coming from roughly around 18% of the men?
Wow. I don't think I really stopped and thought about that
Well, if you look
breakdown.
at the numbers, look at the married numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the children
Mm-hmm.
coming out of marriage. And you got to look at the children coming external to marriage. How often
Mm-hmm.
is it that you meet a woman who has a child and then has a different baby daddy? Or like the previous woman, one child, but 3 men, but 3 children by one man. That means for every man who has multiple children by multiple
Mm-hmm.
women, let's say you have a guy like Darren. Darren has 5 baby mamas, and he should only have one, right? That
Mm-hmm.
means he has the women of 4 other men. Those women are in a polygamy. They're in a poly relationship with him.
That's true.
So if your options are to get an average level man and settle, or get a higher value man and just have Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm okay with an average man as long as he treats me well.
You're all right with a man making $42,000 a year. See how quickly that see, and I want you folks to remember when you say I'm shallow and this and that, how quickly women minimize and objectify a man to a dollar value. Don't ever come at me when I talk about a scale. When women do it all the time, 42,000 was like, well, I don't give a fuck what is it 42,000. It ain't gonna work. Aaliyah, your camera's rotated. Hold on, you got to think about that one because you know it's true. Like I can't do no 42,000.
You ain't never lied about that.
Okay, Aaliyah, you got to turn your photo back on. And why? Why can't 42 work for you? Unmute yourself, Aaliyah. Hello?
Okay.
I can.
Hey,
Hey, how old are you?
I'm 20. Do you remember me from Monday Night Show? The
Uh,
20-year-old.
yeah. Well, the mother was the one that did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Your mama
that's
mad at
me.
me?
No, she's not mad at you.
All right. What do we got?
I just want to talk about the future now, not so much about my family, but
Okay.
about a boyfriend that potentially, well, not potentially, that I want to marry. Definitely,
A boyfriend you want to marry?
yes.
How old
We're
is he?
talking about marriage. He's 23,
Mm.
about to be 24.
What is he doing for a living?
Right. So he's about to graduate from college this summer.
And what?
The major doesn't really matter, but his career field is in tech. And his starting will be in the high five figures, but he has to move to a different state.
How long have you guys been together?
About 4 months.
Okay. Are you guys committed, monogamous?
Yes, we are.
Have you met any of his friends?
Not in person, since everything's kind of virtual, but
Okay.
yeah.
So what's the question?
Well, I'm graduating from college in the spring, which is next year, early 2022, and he'll already be in North Carolina. We're in Florida.
What's the question?
And so basically, I'm wondering, should I go to law school and put off the whole relationship and moving with him? Or should I just drop everything and kind of just move and start my life? That's kind of the position I'm in.
Well, you got to act like a single woman until he decides to ask you to marry him.
Right. And he's not the issue. It's definitely me.
What do you mean? What do you mean he's definitely... Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
If it was up to him, we'd be married yesterday. You know, like you say, once you know, you know. But it's kind of me who says it.
Okay. All right. But then there are next steps. If he wants to marry you, has he proposed to you?
No, but we're talking about it. But I'm the one who's like, if you do it, I'm not really ready kind of thing.
Oh, well. But judging what you're coming from what I heard on Monday, I understand why. But here's the broad strokes. If you bypass this, welcome to the danger zone and welcome to dating as an adult. And you run the risk of being like all these other women who dated a suitable man in college, but they weren't ready. Then they get out here around 27 to 35 and they don't have them anymore.
Right.
So if he's serious, have you met his family?
Yes. I have.
His mother and father?
Yes, his mom remarried, but yes, they're married.
All right, then. So what's the hesitation if he were to propose, you'd say no?
I would say yes, but I think I just would be worried about what my family thinks.
You mean the women who aren't married?
Yes, even the women that are married on my dad's side. I think it's my age that's the problem.
Well,
which I get out.
But then what you need to do is you need to go back to your grandmother and great grandmother and see what age they got.
They weren't married.
But at what age they? Okay, well, at what age did people marry back in the 20s and 30s and 40s?
1920.
Right. So, what you want to wait a few more years to do? What, date some more, run up your body count? I mean, what you gonna find out here? Here's a question for you. What do you think you're going to find on the open dating market that's going to make you a better wife for him?
Nothing. I mean,
thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you. Come again.
Okay, well, can I ask you another question? I'm not sure about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
circumstance.
Come on, girl. I mean, that's the question's there. Go ahead.
Okay, what about, because I don't really, it's gonna sound so crazy, but what if like I still want to go into law, but I just don't want to move to a different state to go to school? Could I possibly balance being a wife and being an attorney?
That's a conversation that you guys have to plan for yourself. But okay, when you do a marriage, a relationship, it
Mhm.
becomes we, not I.
True.
You want to go to law school for what? To be an attorney?
Yes,
All right. So you want to be an attorney. Do you want children?
absolutely.
How many children do you want?
3 to 4.
So you want 3 to 4 children. Then who's going to raise those 3 to 4 kids while you're practicing law?
And that's the problem.
Mhm.
That's what I don't want. Like I said, I was a daycare baby. I don't really want that. It's just I think
And
I just
that's
have
your
to get out of
answer.
my head.
That's your answer. That's your mama. No disrespect. That's your mama telling you to go get a backup plan.
Yeah,
That's your mama. Get a backup plan in case dip don't work. Well, backup plans almost ensure that you have to use them in our community.
true.
All right, mess this up if you want to.
Thank you.
Bye bye. I mean, Christine. I mean, seriously. So, thank you. So, we're gonna wrap you up too. Thank you, young lady. So, Christine, look, you're in the Bay Area. You can date, but I think you need to get more realistic about your opportunities, uh, and stop judging men, especially at our age, based on their money. They are where they are. But what happens? I mean, as long as he's taking care of himself and you're taking care of yourself, what's the problem?
That's true. That is true.
Now there is a different. Now depending on how much you're making, there may be a different standard of life. But um, the harsh reality is, um, many women who end up doing what you're doing, talking about, either end up. What does it look like? You're going to move into a senior sitter when you're. These are popping up all over the country.
Right, 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 right.
I mean, my mother married at 50, and she was married to her husband till he passed a few months ago. And she lived happier the last 23 years than she had the previous 50.
Wow,
Um,
that's awesome.
so it's a choice. It's not about love. It's a practical choice to decide to share your life with. But yet when she transitioned, she's gonna be buried next to her husband. You know, my aunt is buried
Where?
gonna be buried next to my mama.
Mm,
You know, my other aunt's gonna be buried next to her.
mm, mm-hmm.
They stop right there and understand something. Legacy and things like that can be more than just income and money. But appreciate you coming on, man. And
Thank you.
I'll catch you. Bye bye. All right, so that was good. That was a long call. So, you guys, how'd you like the format I'm trying to do here? I mentioned that I was going to be doing something called middle ground, where I do my monologue. I have the Zoom call, the Zoom, and then the interview, and then the monologue, then do an interview portion, and then do an interactive panel kind of discussion. Because it doesn't have to just be me sitting here talking, getting different people's perspectives. But I think today shows a good reason why it is so important. Y'all need to mind y'all's own business. So people are like, women should talk to women and men should talk to men. Women are not capable of talking to women today because you care too much about each other's feelings. Number one. Number two, modern women in their 40s are in competition with women in their 20s. You're all competing for the same unmarried men. So, what woman who's going to give somebody who's younger than her the full game? Because it gives them an unfair sexual marketplace advantage. So, yes, you need men to be able to come in and dissect this broadcast. So anywho, Godfather's in New York City for a couple more days, and I'm fluting back down to Atlanta, getting my thing on. It's been good. It's been great. But I got to get up out of here. Tomorrow, Suit Saturday, do your damn thing. If you see me out and about, elbow bump. Yes, we can take pictures. Till next time, peace. We're gone. I'm a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
Solo TV 84. I need that Don DeMarco. Don DeMarco.
I cannot say what's wrong or right.
Shout out to Young Lion.
It's not hard
Keep doing your thing, man.
Cause I'm addicted to the good life.
Interviews and things coming up on Lion TV.
Lead the way.
Shout out to Young Lion. Real Amir.
No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
We're gonna get there sooner or later.
To the edge of it all. To the edge of it all. So tell your good night.
We don't need a
'Cause I'll find no better one. Yeah. Susceptible. Before the moment flies.
1%. In a
So
small
tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find no better one. Susceptible.
Where are those shoes at? Oh man.
Before the moment
Oh, I'll show them another time. All right, folks. The Godfather's out. Peace.
Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way. I follow. No need to say where we are heading. You idiot woman. Idiot woman. I follow. Ain't nobody got time for that. Edge of it all. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell your good night. 'Cause I'll find a better one.
Pajamas are great.
Susceptible now. Before the moment flies.
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out. You shouldn't have been talking shit.
I'll make you famous.
This will teach you to listen to authority!